All right, let's talk about residential solar power. For a long time, if you wanted to go solar, you had to make a choice, right? You could have energy independence, or you could keep your home's curb appeal. But what if you didn't have to choose? What if there's a totally different way to do it? Let's dive in.
Okay, so on the left, you've got the look we all know. Traditional solar panels. They work, for sure, but man, they really take over the whole roof. But then, look at the right. It's something else entirely. It's clean, it's modern, it looks like it just has some nice skylights. Here's the kicker. Both of these homes have solar. The only difference is where the solar is.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. What if you could get all the power, all the benefits of going solar, without having to clutter up your roof? What if the look of your house could actually be the reason you decide to go green?
So, to really get why this new approach is such a big deal, we first have to talk about the problems with the old way. You know, that classic battle between how something works and how it looks. A lot of people hold off on solar for these exact reasons. You've got these big, bulky panels that can really tank your home's curb appeal. Then you've got all the ugly conduits and wires running all over the place. And on top of all that, your very expensive investment is just sitting out there, totally exposed to hail, wind, dirt, you name it. So, if putting panels on the roof causes all these headaches, the next question is pretty obvious. Where else could they possibly go? And this is where a company called Solar Frame Solutions, or SFS, completely changes the game. And the big idea? Well, it's this simple. Just move the solar panels from on top of the roof to inside the attic. By putting all the tech inside the home structure, you basically solve all those problems in one go.
And would you look at that? This is the result. Because all the hardware is tucked away inside, the only thing you see from the street is this beautiful, clean skylight. It completely transforms solar from this clunky add-on into a sleek, high-end feature. Honestly, for a lot of people, this look alone is what sells them on the idea.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? I mean, how can you generate real, serious power from inside an attic? Well, let's get into the pretty cool technology that makes it all happen. So here it is. This is the heart of the whole system, the FSS Solar Attic Mount Assembly. And yeah, it probably doesn't look like any solar panel you've ever seen before, and that's because it's engineered to work in a totally new way. See, instead of one flat panel, SFS created this three-dimensional container. Inside, it holds 5 custom solar panels, and they're all facing inward at these perfect angles. This design isn't just for looks, it's the secret sauce to its power and crazy efficiency. Now this is where it gets really clever. With a normal flat panel, a bunch of sunlight just reflects right off the surface and is totally wasted. But inside this 3D box, that reflected light isn't lost. It bounces off one panel and gets captured by another one right next to it. It's literally recycling sunlight. It means way less wasted energy and more power from every bit of light that comes through that skylight. So what does all that clever engineering mean for you? It's simple. You're basically getting the power of 5 solar panels packed into the roof space of just one. It is an unbelievably efficient way to use that space. That 3D design we were just talking about, it isn't just a cool theory. It translates into real, measurable benefits for a homeowner. We're talking about 3 big things: raw power, incredible protection, and, well, a perfect look. Let's just talk about the numbers, because they don't lie. A single one of these SFS assemblies is rated at 590 watts. Now, a typical high-end solar panel that takes up the exact same amount of space on your roof, that's going to get you around 410 watts. That is a huge difference in power from the same exact footprint. This chart really drives that point home. The SFS assembly cranks out 33 watts for every square foot it takes up. A conventional panel is down around 23. This is the payoff of that 3D design. You're just flat out getting more power out of less space. And that means you need fewer units to power your home. Now let's talk about another huge advantage: safety and protection. This is a peek inside the attic. See how all the wiring, the conduits, the mounting hardware, everything is completely inside the home. Not only does that keep it clean, but it makes the installation way safer, since the work is done from inside, not teetering on a sloped roof. And because all that gear is tucked away so neatly inside, this is what you and your neighbors are left with on the outside. No messy wires, no clunky frames, just that clean, simple look of skylights built right into the roof. I mean, just think about what being inside the attic really means. The panels themselves are totally shielded from nasty hail, dirt, and dust. They're protected from high winds and heavy snow, which are things that can seriously damage traditional rooftop systems. This isn't just about looking good.
It's about building a system that's going to last, giving you real peace of mind.
So we have this amazing new technology, but how does it fit into the real world right now? Why is a solution like this more important than ever, especially when we're talking about new homes?
Well, a big part of the answer is regulation. You look at a state like California, and solar isn't just a nice option anymore. It's the law. It's mandated on all new residential construction. That puts a ton of pressure on home builders to find a solution that's efficient, doesn't break the bank, and, critically, doesn't hurt the curb appeal that actually sells the house.
And here is where this system becomes an absolute dream for builders. For a typical new home, just 4 of these SFS assemblies, giving you about 2,400 watts, is enough to meet the California mandate. It's a super simple, powerful, and elegant way to check that box without picking a fight with the design team.
Look, this is a really fascinating change in how we can think about solar, focusing on making it beautiful and integrated without giving up an ounce of power. If you want to dig into the technical specs or just see more photos, you can find everything over at solarframesolutions.com. It all just leaves you with this one last thought. By completely rethinking where solar panels should even go, SFS has come up with something that's powerful, it's protected, and it's actually beautiful. So maybe the future of solar isn't on our roofs after all, but hiding just underneath them, in plain sight. Thanks for watching.